In the data sets available for Module 4, you see that you have several mapping functions. One of these is Mapping America, Every City, Every Block. This is provided by the New York Times, and it allows you to see, for instance, the racial distribution with all the different races combined using the American Community Survey, which is conducted by the Census. However, this uses a sample versus the entire population. So you want to keep that in mind when using this map. You can use the View More Maps button above the map to select different kinds of maps you want to look at. You have race, income, housing, education, and this will allow you to see the different densities across the city. You can move the map and look at other cities, not just New York City. And you can zoom in and out as well to look at a whole state, for instance, and how the densities are in that area. Now, this is one map function that you can use, and I encourage you to play around with it just to kind of get a sense of the different mapping tools you have available. Returning here, you see Social Explorer. I have updated this link so that it takes you directly to the map, and the population data that you can see in terms of the 2010 census is very limited. You can basically only see the population density for 2010, and other functions are available only when you subscribe. I'm not asking you to subscribe to this, so keep in mind that you can use other tools to get to the 2010 data. When you select from the menu on the toggles, you can see the 2000 data for the census, and here you can find more of the variables that are relevant to what you're studying. For instance, if we want to look at race, we can see the density of race as it is made up for a white population. The buttons above the map allow you to zoom in and zoom out by selecting the area. So I can zoom in to Brooklyn, for instance, if I'm more interested in that. But I can also zoom out and try to look at New York as a state if I were interested in a state. We're doing communities, so you will be likely zooming into your area. You can also use the hand to move the map around. Now, what you would want to do with the Social Explorer is test the different variables available to you, explore literally these, and try to start making up ideas of what maps you might want to use for your infographic, which is part of your signature assignment. Finally, we have the Census Data Mapper, which is provided to us directly by the census. It takes a little bit of time to load, but it allows you to do things similar to Social Explorer. It took about a minute or two for this to load. Once you see all of the shaded out areas come alive, you can then again toggle the different options to look at the data. So you might be interested in age and sex, population and race, and you want to select these and select the different categories that are of interest to you and wait for it to update itself. It's a little bit slower. It's a government site, but this one is available with 2010 data, as you can see down here where it has the source, 2010 census. Again, you want to zoom in and out to look at the area that you're interested in and produce maps in this way. So what I really want you to do during this coming week for the signature assignment is to play around with these different mapping functions, start drawing together your census statistics that you're going to be using in your infographic, and paint a picture or draw a picture of a story of the population of a given community. The signature assignment guidelines will be updated because I want us to focus on the infographic part of this, and you will also get a small guide on how to create an infographic using different formatting functions for the Office suite, whether it is something like Word or PowerPoint, and I will work with you to develop, answer any questions that you might have regarding how to produce these.